This year, BOMA International once again proved that it is on the leading edge of a fast-moving industry. As new technology emerges, market forces change, and tenant preferences evolve, the commercial real estate industry is in a critical moment of transformation. And we're at the forefront, offering members the tools, resources, and insights to stay ahead of the curve with a global network of 91 U.S. associations and 18 affiliates around the globe. We are driving value for members and their tenants through research, programs, education, and advocacy efforts. The best way to get ahead is to know what's coming next. In 2016, the Research Committee offered a surge of new research on hot industry topics, including densification, the growing trend of tenants occupying less space per employee. In the spring, we published a white paper exploring the implications of increased density, as well as a checklist to help property managers address the effects on the building systems. The committee also investigated the impact of the Internet of Things, the IoT, which revealed that implementation of smart building technology is being driven by cost and cost savings benefits. More to come. Of course, we continue to monitor and highlight the economic impacts of the commercial real estate industry. BOMA International published its latest in-depth economic impact study last year, which revealed economic contributions from the industry that are often overlooked. In fact, the 10.5 billion square feet of commercial office space located within the market served by BOMA's local associations contributed about $235 billion to gross domestic product in the U.S. Buildings owned and managed by BOMA members provided workspace for an estimated, again, almost 47 million office jobs. And that means roughly 1/3 of all U.S. workers work in BOMA office space. New publication offerings last year included the Healthcare Real Estate Compensation Report, which provides market-level data on compensation and benefits within healthcare real estate, and the Proactive Maintenance Guidebook for Industrial Properties, which helps industrial property professionals align their maintenance strategies with industry best practices. The information offered in these publications is a boon to two rapidly evolving sectors. The industry continues to rely on our suite of 6 floor measurement standards as the standard for calculating rentable area. In fact, an update to the 2010 office standard was completed last year and is scheduled for release in the spring of 2017. This version will be even more user-friendly and will integrate with the International Property Measurement Standard for office buildings. The latest office EER and industrial EER once again serve as critical benchmarking resources for property professionals to evaluate and refine operational strategies, build better budgets, and assess new markets. The 2016 Office EER boasted data for more than 5,200 buildings in nearly 275 markets across the US and Canada. With data from approximately 3,900 properties in more than 100 markets, representing more than 645 million square feet, the industrial EER continues to be a game changer for those who own, manage, or occupy industrial properties. We continue to provide property professionals with a range of important sustainability-based tools, such as the updated BOMA Energy Efficiency Program, or BEEP version 2.0, and the revised BOMA Energy Performance Contracting Model, or BEPC. After a successful pilot, we also helped launch building retuning training classes to enable property professionals to identify and correct operational issues that lead to energy waste. The BOMA 360 Performance Program expanded its global reach in 2016. More than 1,500 designations spanning more than 70 markets worldwide have been awarded to date, including the first designation of a commercial property in China. As the program continues to expand, more properties are reaping the return on investment that the designation offers. Independent analyses have confirmed that earning the designation offers buildings tangible results, measured through higher tenant retention and satisfaction scores, higher rental rates, and documented operational and management savings. BOMA International's advocacy team scored a number of huge victories at the end of 2015, including the permanent extension of a 15-year depreciation period for leasehold improvements. These wins laid a strong groundwork for 2016, though a gridlocked U.S. Congress and a contentious election year made progress on any legislative issue, including an energy bill, challenging. The advocacy team began work right away on a further extension of leasehold depreciation, as well as other legislative goals. Progress was made on several issues, including making lawmakers aware of the continuing issue of drive-by lawsuits based on the Americans with Disabilities Act. The team was able to secure bipartisan support for a notice and cure provision to allow building owners the opportunity to identify and correct any violations before the commencement of a lawsuit. This change would increase compliance with the legislation while curbing frivolous and exploitive lawsuits. On the state and local level, BOMA International's Industry Defense Fund, or IDF, helped BOMA local associations and state coalitions achieve major victories, preventing harmful precedent from being set that could affect other markets around the country. In just the past year, approximately $88,000 has been invested in these grassroots efforts, which include phasing out the state of Florida's sales tax on commercial leases and enacting appraisal district reform in Texas. The codes team spent the year working hard to preserve safe and achievable model building codes. This year, the International Code Council began the 2018 Group B code development process for several of the national model codes. BOMA's codes team attended the hearings and created resources for members and their local code officials to ensure voters were informed on our positions. BOMA's efforts helped prevent several costly and unnecessary code changes. Our conferences serve as important gathering places for property professionals, fostering strong relationships and providing critical professional development and expert guidance. Last winter, hundreds of members met in Washington for the Winter Business Meeting and National Issues Conference. Attendees developed initiatives for industry growth and charted a course for future success. At the conclusion of the conference, members stormed Capitol Hill to lobby Congress, meeting with approximately 200 congressional offices and their staffs, and significantly raising awareness for BOMA's top legislative priorities and reinforcing the power of the BOMA network. A few months later, the Medical Office Buildings and Healthcare Real Estate Conference brought together more than 1,000 attendees from across the country to Orlando for the most important event of the year for healthcare real estate professionals. As healthcare services continue to migrate from hospitals to non-traditional settings, this year's event focused on how health systems are shifting to compete on value. Attendees gained critical insight in how to navigate this changing sector. With more than 3,000 attendees and 450 trade show exhibits, the BOMA International Conference and Expo was one of the best yet. Industry professionals from around the globe gathered on the waterfront of Washington, D.C.'s National Harbor for best-in-class education, unmatched business opportunities, and solutions to meet every operational challenge and enhance asset performance. During the Outstanding Building of the Year, or TOBY Awards banquet, 15 commercial properties were honored for excellence in building operations and management. The evening closed with a swearing in of Brian Harnato, Senior Vice President of Asset Management for McCarthy Cook, as Chair and Chief Elected Officer of BOMA International. In 2016, BOMA strengthened existing international relationships and forged new ones. Early in the year, an affiliation agreement for an association based in Monterrey, Mexico was approved, bringing the number of affiliated associations to 18. Later in the year, BOMA International's leadership forged new business relationships when they traveled to the south of France for MIPIM, to Panama for the FIAPSI Real Estate Congress, to Regina for BOMA Canada's 26th annual BOMEX, and to Beijing for BOMA China's 4th annual conference. These conferences featured new achievements for BOMA and the global industry, including the first ever Canadian Real Estate Summit. Around the world, BOMA is leading the industry through a defining moment, enhancing asset values now and into the future. And this work doesn't go unnoticed. BOMA International won several awards last year, including the 2016 Energy Star Partner of the Year Sustained Excellence Award from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency in recognition of its continued leadership in protecting the environment through superior energy efficiency achievements. BOMA International has now earned 9 Energy Star Awards and remains the only commercial real estate association to have received this honor. Leadership continued its outreach to the C-suite in 2016 to reinforce the unique value of BOMA as a business partner. How does BOMA enhance asset value and boost net operating income? Here are 4 ways. Implementing the industry best practices found in BOMA 360 Performance Program can increase rental rates, occupancy, and operational efficiency. Using the BOMA floor measurement standards ensures a building is correctly calculating rentable square footage to maximize profitability. BOMA's efforts during the Model Building Code's development cycle to advance code changes that will save the industry money and oppose those that would require costly changes lead to substantial savings. And buildings can find additional operational cost savings by benchmarking with the vital industry intelligence found in the office EER and industrial EER. BOMA is dedicated to opening pathways to success for its members, and these efforts will continue throughout 2017.